Good morning, everybody. My name is Jason Walfer. I'm the host of yet another episode of An Axe to Grind. I've got to talk kind of loud because the pickup on my phone isn't that good. Um, the little mic hole, I had to bore it out. My phone picks up sound okay. Anyway, I had a blog a long time ago when I talked about the criminal behavior of Bank of America. Well, I had an interesting experience a couple of days ago. I got a check for $275 from a client that I did work for. I went into a Bank of America bank and they just kept giving me a nondescript reason as to why they could not cash the check. And it did not occur to me that this might be backlash for that blog. That blog was nearly a 15 to 30-minute blog that I posted on, what was it, YouTube. And I want to praise YouTube and I want to praise Google. Google is not perfect. Uh, YouTube and YouTube Music are not perfect. I do understand that some things do get censored. I kind of still don't agree with censorship, but I think Google, YouTube Music, in particular, Google in general, are doing a fantastic job of upholding people's rights of freedom of speech, freedom of information, and I praise you guys for that. I don't just mean that because the platform offers me a lot of amenities and advantages to foisting my viewpoint. But YouTube is absolutely marvelous. It's a treasure trove of information. It's good entertainment. Some of it you have to watch at your discretion, but I understand that's kind of the way the rest of the world works. But anyway, getting back to Bank of America, I went to a Bank of America in Santa Monica, and she gave me a foul stare. She said, "I can't tell you why," which is I thought was interesting. I've never heard a more unprofessional explanation, but it did occur to me the last couple of times I have been in Bank of America branches, no one else was in the branch, so I don't know if I what do I say this hit a nerve or my criticism on that blog is actually starting to shut down the retail end of Bank of America. They're still, in my opinion, a criminal organization. Um, but I want to reiterate something. I have an axe to grind. Anything they might have to say against me, from bouncing checks to maybe taking advantage of them extending credit during COVID-19, and other things that I've done in my life a result of cowardice and irresponsible behavior, I apologize for it. I'm going to make an attempt to earn enough money to pay off all my debts right now because I want to be somebody who's debt free, doesn't owe anybody anything. My intentions are good. It's just going to take a long time. That being said, I'm going to recap the story I gave initially as to why I think Bank of America is a criminal organization. I went to cash a $9,400 check that Daniel Kim, the lawyer in Orange County, Costa Mesa, South Coast metro area, had won for me. He actually got me nearly $18,000, which is a pretty good settlement for a rear end collision. He kept 5,000, 4,400 was for the doctor, so the chiropractor got paid, thank goodness. And then I got the remaining balance of $9,400 and change. I took that check with me. I rode it my skateboard into the branch on Harbor Boulevard, between Anaheim and Harbor Boulevard. Actually, it's on 19th Street. I asked the teller, "How is this going to go down? Because I can sacrifice $115 of this money, go down the street, and get the cash right now." And she said, "No, no, this is your bank." So I said, "Will you make me out something in print that tells me what's going to happen? That way, if anything goes sideways, I have proof. This is what you said was going to happen." She said, "No, no, no problem." The teller prints me out a record and tells me when and where and how much I'm going to get the money. The $9,400 is a big check. I knew it'd take a while to clear, probably up to 10 business days. Well, the story gets worse the next day when some of the money was supposed to hit my account. It didn't. I go in and I get an entirely different story. "Oh, I'm sorry. Well, you gave it to me in print." So I got an argument with the teller, and the bank manager comes over. The witch, the bitch, the woman said, "I don't have time for this." So, lady, I don't have money to put gas in my car. And I'm getting free food, and I'm living rent free because I don't have any money. I don't have a job, and I'm partially disabled because of a couple of heart attacks. I can't work right now, and you're telling me you don't have time for this. So for you, it's a matter of your personal feelings and your comfort level. For me, it's a matter of financial survival. I don't get it. But the bank manager, the female bank manager, said, "I don't have time for this." Turns around, and walks away, and she throws her teller under the bus. So the teller had to keep doing it with me, and I said, "Fine, walk away." Anyway, I walk out to my car. I pick up the phone. I call Daniel Kim's office. I say, "Look, we've got a doozy of an arrangement here. I gave that check to Bank of America. They misappropriated the funds. I want you to put a stop payment to the check." Interestingly enough, the next day when they were able to manage to call me back, the accounting office had informed me they cannot issue me another check. And I was shocked. My blood ran cold. I said, "Why not?" They said, and this is words. I can subpoena the guy and get an affidavit, sworn statement in court of law. This is what the gentleman in the accounting department at Daniel Kim's law offices in South Coast Metro told me. Bank of America already cashed that check and they've already got their money. Now, at that point in time, that was on a Wednesday. I was told it wouldn't be till the following Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time that I'd have access to all $9,400. Okay. So what we're looking at is 9 to 10 business days at the very, very best. 7 business days, not including the weekend. I'm looking at all that time to wait for money for my check that they already have. So my question to Bank of America was, what the fuck were you doing with my money? You already had my money. What were you doing holding on to it for so long? I'll tell you exactly what they were doing. They took the money, they pulled it with other money, they invested, and they made money off of it. They do a quick turn in the volatile markets, and that's how they make money. They take your money, they give you numbers on a list, and it reflects itself on an ATM. Hopefully, you don't withdraw too much money and start gambling with it like they do because they're gambling with your money. Bank of America had my money for 9 days before they released it to me. They wouldn't release it to me until then. 9 days. They'd already had that check cash, and they already had their money. Okay, so I don't give two shits what Bank of America says about me and my behavior and my language. Anything else, I don't care. I don't care about my behavior in the past. My behavior in the past, my behavior in the past. This is something Bank of America makes a regular practice out of. That's why they're an organized they're organized crime. They're criminal organizations. Stay away from Bank of America. Now I went over to Bank of America to cash a check against a place that was nice enough to hire me for a couple of days, have me do a couple of jobs for them, and guess what? Bank of America refused to cash a check. So if I work for those guys longer, got a couple paychecks, or they're not going to cash my paychecks because they're going to have an axe to grind, or they're going to take the high road, cash a check, and say, "Jason, we're real sorry about that incident." So not only does Bank of America screw up, not only criminals, not only do they keep your money, not only are they thieving criminals, they don't apologize for what they do, and they take it out on you. But I'm sure this downward spiral for Bank of America is going to continue. I'd like to see them fold up, close the shop doors, and just go away. I'm sick of this crap. But anyway, as long as I don't get another check from somebody else from Bank of America that I have to cash, I don't give a damn. My name is Jason Wampler. We're at the 9 minute mark. I'm going to cut it short because I got to get to my job. I got to get another client I have to take care of. This has been another episode of An Axe to Grind. You folks, take care of yourself. Hit the like and hit the subscribe button. Hopefully, I'm not too ugly. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.